In this second poster, we'll see how to get the gradients to spread along a group of different elements. But first of all, let's visit Pinterest and check out our number 2 subboard to have a look at the references I gathered for you of this technique. They're not too much because it's an easy technique that is used in combination with other graphic resources, but it's important that you know it. As you can see in these examples, the gradient is not applied individually in each of the objects, the lines in this case or the letters in this other one, but it spreads along all of them just like if they were only one. Let's start working in our poster number 2 and let's check out how we can achieve this. In this lesson, we're going to make our second poster. I already have my template ready, and in the swatches panel, the colors I'm going to use. I'm going to hide the template and create the layer in which I'm going to work on my design. I'm going to start the background by creating a rectangle with the M key, and I'm going to define the gradient I want. In this case, I'm going to use a 3-color gradient, and I'm going to tilt it a little bit. I saved the gradient as always in the swatch panel just in case I need it afterwards, and using Ctrl 2, I'm going to lock the background so it doesn't bother me. For this poster, I'm going to create a circle pattern. Pressing L, I select the ellipse tool, and holding Shift, I draw a circle. With the selection tool, which I select pressing V, I'm going to select it, and while holding Alt, I drag it in order to generate a copy besides it. Using Ctrl D, I'll repeat the operation until I finish the row. Now I'm going to select the whole row, then right-click, transform, move. I'm going to set it to move these layers towards 90 degrees so it copies them upwards, and hit copy. Again, using Ctrl D, I repeat the last procedure until I have all the rows I want. This way we would have quickly created an equidistant circle pattern. In order to move them into their place, I'm going to make the template visible for a moment. Alright, so as you can see, all the circles I drew contain independently the gradient I'm using. But what if I want the gradient to start here and finish here and goes through all the circles? Well, there's a very easy way to do this using the Appearance panel. What we're going to do is select all the elements and convert them into a group. But before that, I recommend you to remove the stroke and the fill so we don't get unwanted edges. Now let's hit Ctrl G or Command G if you're on a Mac and group it. We can see that in the Appearance panel it appears as a group now, and from here we can fill it. If we apply the gradient to this fill, this will affect the whole group instead of the individual elements. I'm going to adjust angle so it goes in the opposite direction as the background, and I'm going to do this with the gradient tool. Remember, we can select it by pressing G. Well, now that I see it, I think it would look better if I turn down the opacity in the background so everything is not at the same level of color intensity. So I just have to unlock everything, go into Object, Unlock All, and I select the background. I turn down the opacity in the Appearance panel. While I'm at it, I can also adjust the gradient with the gradient tool. Okay, I like it better now. What we have left now would be to edit the template. Let's change the title, the number, and I'm going to try the color of the text in orange. And I'm going to try to change the blending mode to overlay. Don't forget about blending modes because they can help us integrate elements. Okay, so now we have our second poster ready. In the next lesson, we'll create our third one in which we'll see some of the possibilities of the blend tool.